Carolina at New Orleans. Will the Carolina Panthers win another game this year?
Probably not. They are genuinely playing some of the worst football I've ever seen in my life. And I'm saying this as a Saints fan, as y'all know, from the game we saw last week, where if the Saints were playing anybody else, they probably would have got their ass kicked. And somehow against the Panthers, we ended up pulling out, hold on, let me get my exact math here, a 22-point win. So when you can play about as ass as ever possible and still beat a team by 22 points, that says all you need to know about the Panthers right now. But again, everybody wants to point down to one thing. Everyone wants to make it Bryce's fault or this person's fault. Or the reality is David Tepper's fault. I mean, this man has put together the most confusing roster. Credit to one thing is that the defense actually is a really good, solid young unit. But everything else.
But I don't know if it will be after this year.
I say exactly where you got guys you got to pay coming up soon. That only lasts for so long. And the reality of the situation is David Tepper, as we've seen and learned, is very, he needs it now. But the thing he's going to have to come to realize is that the only way that this is ever going to work is if he's willing to put the, foot on the brake, understand that you got to go through these years and you can't just be making changes every second because young guys, they can't learn 1,000 playbooks. They can't learn 1,000 base schemes. You have to give everybody time. And that's been the narrative around the Panthers for a while now. But that's so the next regime that you put in this office, you have to hit on them.
I mean, next year is really going to be year one for Bryce Young, if you think about it. They're definitely going to have to make some crucial upgrades to the O-line and receiving core. He's going to be learning a new offensive system, have a new head coach, have a new OC. It's just basically you took away 1 year off a rookie contract, off the number one pick.
No, for sure. Because then this is what I want to say too about Bryce is, and you can see it, very much see it. It's not being hidden anymore. It's so obvious. He is in his own head for sure. This season has him in his own head. He's missing easy throws. Give me deep throws. There was 2 throws that he had against us at the end of this first half. Layups. We played terrible cover 2 shell and they just bursted right through it, right up the middle. And he missed twice. And he missed both the shots, just overthrows, gimme touchdowns, where it's 90% of the quarterbacks were laying it right in there for a touchdown. And he's just thinking too much. He's in his own head. He's not confident.
I also think the size is becoming kind of a really big problem.
No, that's with this O-line, because it goes into everything. The lack of confidence is because he's always afraid of getting hit, which leads to him never being on balance, which leads to all the throws being super off the mark. It's just a whole slew of problems.
I think that's a thing too with a small quarterback is you can't, they're even more adverse to bad O-line play because they already can't see over it. And if they're trying to get out of the pocket and these guys are bigger, stronger, faster, getting in his way and his receivers can't create separation. I mean, honestly, truly probably one of the worst situations we have ever seen for a rookie quarterback.
Bryce Young going to David Tepper was, I'm sorry, it was the worst QB owner matchup you could have ever imagined because Bryce needed somebody with the most obscene level of patience. And he got somebody that has
so you have a very stubborn coach in Frank Reich.
Well, yeah,
who, didn't want to. He kept giving up play calling, taking it back.
Well, that's the thing now. Is it's where you're going with that direction. You're gonna Bryce's new guy. That's my point. You
Thomas
got
Brown. Yeah,
you have this is this whole thing has got to be a hit because if it's not, it's over.
So another quarterback that needs to be a hit is Derek Carr. What's going on with the Saints? They won, but
we're not. Again, I've already harped on them so much. We know what the Saints are. I'll be brief about the Saints. The Saints are a poorly coached with good pieces. They show up some weeks, and they should have showed up this week. But I'm saying, the score is misleading regardless. Saints did not play a good game. The offense in the red zone is the main thing I just want to talk about. It's what are we doing here? The only time it works, and this is the thing too, main highlight I want to talk about this week. Why does Jimmy Graham never play really? Because every time he's in the red zone, he makes a play.
He played basketball.
It's go figure putting the 6'8" guy out there. It does not matter. He's getting older, but he plays he's still 28. I love him. Get Jimmy Graham out there more. Saints fans love Jimmy Graham. That's literally my main message of the day. Defense looked a lot better, but it was also against the Panthers. Let's keep it going, man. You know what? Saints to the playoffs, dream alive. You know what? Hey, it was never dead. But at the same time, if we didn't make the playoffs and Dennis Allen gets canned, I guess Saints fans aren't losing no matter what.